Welcome back to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that's an instant classic. That's right. We are, we're trying to revamp. We're trying to, just get a little more excitement in the show because it's been kind of, we've been so busy that we haven't been able to come on to the show and be as exciting as we used to be. So we're trying to do that again, get you excitement. We kind of got that tonight with not tonight, but it was a couple days ago, the NXT review. It was a good show. I didn't think it was a super exciting show, but which is kind of weird because they're trying to hype up the big show on the 4th of July at 5:30 in the morning. So if you're gonna be up at 5:30 in the morning, you can watch it, or you can just watch it later, which is what we're gonna do. I don't think we're going to be up at 5:30 in the morning to watch any show ever, unless you're like paying me to get up, but I don't get paid. So, whatever. But anyway, it was a pretty good show. Like I said, it wasn't anything too spectacular, but opened up with, and I think this was actually from last week. I think this is just an extended version of last week's opening, where we had the entire NXT roster on the stage. Triple H with Triple H. Triple H talks a little bit about the passing of Dusty Rhodes, just a little bit more of a kind of memorial to him, because like Triple H said, every superstar in NXT, Dusty Rhodes referred to as his NXT kids, and he said that we are all his NXT family. So that's kind of cool, it was just a nice, again, showing that he was a big part of NXT. They showed it last week and they're also showing it this week. Like I said, with WWE, usually somebody passes and they show one memorial on Raw or SmackDown, and that's it. But I like that they're doing multiple for Dusty Rhodes because he is such a big part of both WWE and professional wrestling in general. He's done so much for the business. So any thoughts on this opening?
Yeah, I definitely liked it. I thought it was one of those things that was really, really a good thing. One thing I love about this one in particular is no one came out with like titles or anything like that, so it made it feel even more like it was a realistic thing. Everyone wants to talk about wrestling so funny you watch it, but when something like this happens, I think it just feels like more serious to me when you don't wear your belt out. We know you're the champion, we know, but it's a more serious thing. I feel like, when you don't come out with the belt. I think this was cool to kind of extend it by a week a little bit because it shows how big of a loss Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah. So that was cool. The official show opens up and Hideo Itami's music hits. He comes out, street clothes, nice suit, because he can afford it. He has a nice little suit on. Nothing too special, no tie or anything. But, he comes out, you could see he has kind of a sling on, specialized after his surgery that he had. He's interviewed in the ring. Basically, he says that, his doctors have talked to WWE and said that basically he's going to be out for, I think they said 3 to 4 months after his surgery. But he says that he will be in Japan on the July 4th for the show. And he also says that, whoever wins the title, he's going to be challenging them for the title, which was kind of cool. Kevin Owens' music hits and he comes out to the stage and he says, sarcastically, it's great news that that Hideo will be in Japan. He'll be able to see his family, his wife, his kids fortunately, he won't be able to compete. And he says, maybe next time, right? You know, Owens, talks a little bit more. He says that he's sure that the only reason that Hideo will be in Japan is to see him finally end Finn Balor for good. Just kind of building up his heel gimmick. He did start to stumble on his words a little bit, and I like how he kept it cool, and he actually said, I almost stumbled on my words there. I almost sounded like Hideo trying to speak English. I like that part. That was pretty funny. And I also I love how Kevin Owens acknowledges the crowd and makes them feel included, even though he is a heel. If they're chanting something, he acknowledges that, and he'll talk to them and say, "Oh, you think that's going to change anything?" I like that. A lot of heels really don't do that anymore. They don't know to do that, and you kind of have to be quick-witted with it too. I kind of lost interest after a while in this because it did last a long time. This felt like a really long opening segment, which we don't usually get on NXT. That's usually just a Raw thing. But he says, since Hideo still has one good arm, he's going to come down to the ring and take care of that. As he starts walking down towards the ring, Finn comes out and attacks Kevin, kind of trying to defend Hideo Itami. Finn goes for the coup de grace off the stage. When out of nowhere, Rhino attacks him again, which basically sets up the main event for tonight. Any thoughts on the opening segment?
Yeah, I definitely liked it. It was definitely a cool opening segment as far as just talking, no real action, just going back and forth. Good to see Hideo again. I did like how Kevin Owens kind of caught himself a little bit, took a deep breath and kind of made a witty response to kind of messing up a little bit. That's always a good thing for a wrestler to do. But definitely, I'm excited to see what's going to go on with this kind of feud. I guess they're kind of in a feud too. It's so weird. Kevin Owens is in a feud with everyone. Probably in a feud with me. He's in a feud with freaking Finn Balor saying and then Tommy. I don't even know. I'm definitely excited about it though. To see what this is gonna do, and love that he can acknowledge the fans too.
Yeah. So he actually did start a feud with me. I got a text earlier, something about I don't know, something, I don't know. I don't even know what all the feuds are about. I don't know what the feud is with me, but apparently I'm in a feud with him. So we're gonna have a match somewhere down the line. But so next we finally get our opening match. It's going to be Enzo and Cass, accompanied by the lovely Carmella, as always, versus Jason Jordan and, who's his tag team partner this week? Sylvester LaFour. Which was surprising. We haven't seen him since he walked out on Marcus Louis like a year ago when, Marcus got his hair all cut out or lost his hair, and his hair still hasn't grown back because WWE logic. I don't know, but we get Sylvester LaFour back. This wasn't really anything special in this match. I didn't think it was that great of a match. The opening crossbody on LaFour by Enzo didn't look good. It kind of looked like Sylvester LaFour just kind of collapsed. I don't know if you picked up on that, but it just didn't look good at all. Enzo did end up winning the match via DJ's favorite finish, a roll-up. But yeah, I just, I didn't take anything from this match. I don't really know what they're doing with Jason Jordan, if they're just going to keep giving him new partners every week. It kind of seems like they're on a little bit of a low point with Enzo and Cass. Hopefully they're still going to, push them towards the tag team titles. But it feels like they're just kind of stuck in a rut right now with these guys. Any thoughts on this match?
Yeah, I definitely thought it was interesting. I thought it was a pretty okay match. It wasn't anything terrific. It was, I like how Enzo and Cass started with, tag team moves. They started with just effective tag teaming. I thought that was pretty good. I saw a lot of, it seemed like still Enzo was getting dominated a little bit. That was kind of the main thing I was seeing was that Enzo was kind of getting dominated at times. But, other than that, you know, I felt like personally it was a pretty good match. My only issue was that Jason Jordan got pinned in the finish. And although it was by my favorite thing ever, the roll up. um, it still didn't make any sense because Jason Jordan's the one looking for the partners. The partners are supposed to disappoint him. Like he's not supposed to take the pin and be like, "Oh, it's all your fault," But I guess that does, to a certain extent, add to his heel heat a little bit if he is a heel. But there was something missing from this, and he's willing and Gable. So I'm just saying there was something missing. That's all I'm gonna say. Um, but yeah, I did like this match though. Definitely a fan of this match. Excited to see Enzo and Cass versus Blake and Murphy. I take it that's going to happen on the July 4th thing. There was no follow up on that either. No Blake and Murphy this week, or Alexa Bliss. Anyway,
yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm still waiting for that Ready, Willing, and Gable T-shirt. By the way, I know I messaged DJ about this earlier. WWE, you need to stop having awesome deals on WWEshop.com. It's starting to get annoying because, I buy a shirt and then, a couple days later, there's even better, deals. And it's just, I don't have enough money to keep up. Like, even though they're awesome deals, I just don't have the money. But yeah, I'm waiting for that Ready, Willing, and Gable shirt to be on there because that'll be awesome. But anyway, so we got an exclusive interview from WWE.com after Samoa Joe's match last week. He got the match he wanted. Maybe not the outcome he wanted, but he is asked basically his thoughts. Joe says he kind of quotes what the crowd was saying: "Let them fight, let them fight, let them fight." He says, "I did not get the fight that I wanted. I did not get the fight that I wanted because Kevin Owens is still walking today. Kevin Owens has escaped today. Kevin Owens did not get what I intended to give him, and that was the beating of a lifetime." He says, "It's real simple. I want Kevin Owens. I want Kevin Owens. Let me fight. Let me fight." Again, I just love his interviews, his promos. They're so just simple and to the point, and it gets the point across. It shows that you don't have to have a big elaborate promo. You don't have to be, super, have a big character or anything. I think it's just his intensity that I like. Any thoughts on this interview?
yeah, I definitely did like this interview. I definitely was a fan because Samoa Joe and WWE is like, huh, what is happening? But it's definitely a cool thing though too. I kind of hope this repeat, my point, repeat my point, repeat my point, and I hope that kind of becomes a thing with Samoa Joe because I like it. Especially with what the fans say, let them fight, let me fight, all that. I thought that was really cool. Definitely was a fan of this interview. I want to see more of Samoa Joe on the mic, not only in the ring, but if he can't be in the ring for 1 week, give me an interview or something.
Yeah. So next is, and I had to give DJ this match because, well, you're gonna find out why. We got Dana Brooke with Emma versus Cassie. Gonna throw it over to you.
All right, Dana Brooke versus Cassie, which I still can't spell. I have tried my best. One of my good friends over here, Casey, gets me confused when I try to spell Cassie because I'm like, how, But I think I got it right tonight. But somebody in the comments just leave. How you spell it? Because I don't know. I don't know. I promise you, I'm struggling over here. But definitely I was excited about this match because I was like, Cassie, I think I saw her last week against Charlotte. I wasn't sure, but I think she was the girl, the roll up girl from last week. That the flurry of roll ups. But definitely, I was excited for this match because I'm kind of trying to like Dana Brooke as much as possible. Um, Casey is trying his best not to. Definitely, definitely a kind of a fan of Dana Brooke, trying to become a fan of Dana Brooke, I guess. This match was okay. It wasn't anything great. And I think Dana Brooke really doesn't do anything to impress anyone. She's kind of that slow paced wrestler that's kind of hard to kind of get into. Like if you look at, for example, like a Dean Ambrose, he's a slower paced, methodical type of a wrestler, but he does it in different ways. He does it in unique ways. I think with Dana Brooke, you don't see anything that impresses you. And freaking from that little whatever flip she does when she gets in the ring, or when she just comes out in general, you can tell she's athletic. So they can, build an athletic moveset, from her. And I think it would probably do her good, especially, with that. We obviously know she has strength. We know she's a strong girl. So I feel like they can build her in that way if they do like a strong with athleticism type of thing. But definitely, I thought this match was okay. Cassie didn't get as many moves in this match. I didn't see. She didn't really get as many roll ups. She got like one roll up. That was it, just one. It didn't really get much of anything going in this match. Dana Brooke pretty much dominated, but the thing is, seeing Dana Brooke dominate doesn't really show me anything great from her either. It's the thing either. You can show me that she's dominating, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, she's really good. Nope, probably not. You got to show me a little bit more. I think they can expand on her moveset a little bit because we know she's athletic. So just add that in there, and I will be happy. Casey will probably be at least slightly more happy. Probably not a lot more happy because he just hates her already, but a little bit. But definitely, I thought this match was it was okay. I think Dana Brooke can definitely do better. I'm excited for the match coming up at the 4th of July special. I take it she's taking on Charlotte. I don't really remember if that was like official or something, but I'm pretty sure she's taking on Charlotte. So I hope they can do a pretty good match. Is my hope. Casey, you got any thoughts on this match?
Not really. I think one of the problems I have with Dana is just that she bores me. She doesn't interest me at all. There's nothing that entertains me about her. I mean, and you brought up Dean Ambrose. Yes, he is slow and methodical at times, but he can, turn on the jets and do the clothesline out of nowhere. He's unpredictable and he's exciting, even though he can be slow and methodical. I just feel like they're trying to book Dana as just this powerful, diva, and it's just boring. There's nothing exciting about her. Even when they did basically the same thing with Beth Phoenix, at least she was entertaining. She had more of a character. And what they're trying to do is trying to get like the next, China, because China was one of the, biggest, divas, and you couldn't really call her a diva, because she had matches with like Kane. But they're trying to get that big, can take out the girls and stand toe to toe with the guys. And it's just boring. They need to give her more of a character, more of a move set. Which and I agree, with the fact that she can do like that cartwheel thing. She's athletic, it's just she's boring, to me at least. But anyway, next we get what I was waiting for this week, the closer look at Finn Balor Part 2. Again, this was awesome. It opened up, and immediately I knew that Finn, and Sami Zayn would be best friends. Finn comes over to, or Sami Zayn comes over to Finn's apartment, and Finn is putting together a Lego pirate ship. He's loved Lego since he was a kid, and I was like, oh my God, we're best friends. Because I grew up loving Legos. I still would buy Legos if they weren't so damn expensive. But that was pretty cool. You see all these superstars and you're like, they would never have anything in common with me. And then when you see somebody like playing with toys that you played with as a kid, it's like, yeah. But it showed more of him. Albert actually talked about him too, about how they met when Finn went over to Japan for the first time when he was 24. They became really close friends. It was just really cool. There's going to be a part 3 next week, and I'm just trying to think, why don't they just, like we were saying, make this a documentary and put it on the network? It would have been awesome. But I'm excited for part 3 next week. Hopefully there's like a part 4 and a part 5 and a part. Anyway, any thoughts on the closer look at Finn Balor Part 2?
I definitely I definitely liked it. I definitely was a big fan of it, just because it was really it was just really insightful. It's really insightful to look into what a WWE superstar does after kind of after hours. Seeing him hang out with Sami Zayn was really cool. Too. I was like, I kind of see them being like really good friends outside of the ring. I thought that was really cool, and I hadn't seen Sammy in a while, so I was like, Sami Zayn, let's go. I was excited. Come on, play the music, please. No, but I don't know. I definitely like this though. It's one of my favorite things that they show. I do agree that they should put this as some sort of documentary. With a lot of these guys, because I kind of want to know their journeys a little bit. And you don't always get to see that. You kind of just you kind of know about it, or you kind of don't know about it. It was definitely cool though. I definitely really enjoyed taking a closer look into Finn Balor, and I want to see. I was like happy that it was a part 3. I think part 3 is going to be the last part though, because it ended with NXT, so I kind of see it, being the last part, and plus the events next weekend too. So that's what we're leading up to. So it probably won't be a part 25 and a half or something, but definitely definitely a cool thing. I want to see more of these little things. I wish, and I just thought about it. I wish they would make a Kevin Owens version of this, because we know, where he's from a little bit, but we don't know, when he started training and all of that. And I don't really know it. I know some people who are big super fans of Kevin Owens probably know it, but I don't know it because I just really have gotten a chance to watch him in NXT. So, I don't know. I just want a Kevin Owens version, please, just for me.
I want all the versions. I want Kevin Owens. I want Sami Zayn. I want everybody. That's something they should do. Like, devote a section on the network just to that.
Please give me a Tyler Breeze version.
Well, we already know where he came from. He's a model. Obviously, that's legit. That's not a character. That's him. But anyway, so next was the ridiculous part of the show. We seem to have some sort of ridiculous part of every NXT the past couple weeks. They showed Instagram pictures of Bull Dempsey getting in shape. I don't really have anything to say about this. Any thoughts on this?
Come on, NXT. Don't do me like this, man. Come on, Bull ain't that fat. Come on, man. You know, Casey knows. Even some of the fine fans of this, this great thing we do here. No, that Bull is my boy. He's in the club. They can't do the. Come on, man. like all of this didn't happen until he lost to Baron Corbin. This is not right. This is not cool, darn it. I'm not happy. They gotta quit playing with my boy Bull Dempsey though. I'm kind of trying to figure out if they're really gonna like try to make him lose weight though. Is it just like kind of really a ploy to make him lose weight, or are they just trying to push this off as a storyline? He's just gonna be just a big fella. I don't know. They gotta quit though. Come on. Not my boy Bull. Come on.
Yep, your boy Bull. I'm sorry. Uh, so next we get the Hype Bros. They finally gave them a tag team name, the Hype Bros. If you don't know who that is, that's Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder. Yeah. Versus Sawyer Fulton and Angelo Dawkins. This was a pretty good match. I'm still not impressed with the team of Fulton and Dawkins. It seems like WWE is just booking them too generic. I feel like just with the singlets and like it just looks too generic. There's nothing that jumps out at me to say that they're anything special. And I've seen both Fulton and Dawkins in other gimmicks that they've had in the past, and they were good. I don't know why they kind of just are generalizing them now, but I love Mojo and Ryder together. They seem to have meshed a lot more this week than last week. Last week it seemed kind of like a trial point still. But it seems like they were an actual really good team this week. I didn't really get anything too special out of this match, though. Just more, I felt like it was just a match to kind of build up the Hype Bros, build them up and push them. Obviously, Fulton and Dawkins were more, and I hate to say this in NXT, because no one is really a jobber in NXT, but they felt more jobber-ish tonight for the Hype Bros. But any thoughts on this match?
Yeah, this match was okay. It wasn't anything terrible or anything. It definitely, it was, it was all right. We got to see a little bit of Dawkins and Fulton, which I agree with you on that. They remind me too much of the world's greatest tag team. Didn't they pull the world's greatest finisher tonight? I'm just saying. Did you see that? Or not, it might not have been the world's greatest finisher, but it was the the thing on the ropes where you jump over the leapfrog. Kind of backbreaker type of a thing that they did, which I love. I love that move. It's one of my favorite tag team moves, probably of all time. I really like that move back when Shelton and Charlie would do it. But I think they can make something out of them. But you can't be generic and have people kind of gravitate to you. I kind of think that's kind of an issue with Blake and Murphy. They're kind of a little bit generic. And that's why I don't think a lot of people really gravitated towards them when they first won the titles. Just because they're not like terribly generic, like they're not Fulton and Dawkins, but the differences between like a Fulton and Dawkins compared to Enzo and Cass, where they're just just ridiculous, and in a good way. It's all I feel like they got to do something with Fulton and Dawkins, and they probably could, but they gotta. I don't know how they're gonna change it, but they should do something with that. Definitely a fan of the hype bros. Mojo Rawley. He's been in the club for a while. He's been in the club for a while, to be honest. But definitely, I love Mojo Rawley, and good to see Zack Ryder get some in-ring action. You don't get to see Zack Ryder a lot over the past, I don't even know, 7, 8 years or something. It's ridiculous. You don't get to see a lot of Zack Ryder, but definitely good to see him in there. And I think they did mesh well as a tag team tonight. They did some good tag team moves. Definitely a fan of the hype bros though. They don't get hype; they stay hype. So that's always good. But I'm interested to see what they're going to do with them because they seem to be the next in line to maybe get a title shot soon because the fans obviously gravitate towards them with Zack Ryder being on that team, and obviously Mojo Rawley, he can probably get anybody hype. So.
Yeah. And it's funny that you mentioned the world's greatest tag team because I was watching the Jason Jordan match earlier, and I couldn't help but thinking Jason Jordan sort of reminds me of Shelton Benjamin, just athleticism, similar, back when he was in the world's greatest tag team, the singlet, but also it's funny to think that Zack Ryder debuted as with Edge years ago. Was him and Kurt Hawkins. It's just funny that the complete change that he's made from that, the Edge heads. But anyway, so next, my favorite segment of the night. We go backstage to Regal's office, and he's, looking on his phone. The camera pans over, and we see Eva Marie. Dear God, why? Apparently, she requested to see him. She says she's been putting in a lot of hard work, and Regal is the man who can make things happen. She requests a match against one of the women here on NXT. So basically, I think both Eva Marie and Dana really need to work on putting some more life into their promos and backstage segments. I mean, Eva almost put me to sleep here, just you could almost barely hear her talking. It was like if I came onto the podcast and just talked like this, There's a match, and then he did a suplex, and then he pinned him for a 2 count, and it's that boring. There's just no life in her. It's not to mention that she's not good in the ring anyway. So it's like I don't know why WWE is keeping her. I really don't. But anyway, Regal says you can't just walk in here and use your charm to get a match on NXT. He says he's going to need a little more than her word. He's going to need her to prove that she's of her improvements. He's going to need proof of her improvement, basically. So whenever she's ready, she can show him. She says no problem. That's what she's going to do. Still just as boring as ever. No life in her. Like, I don't know. Any thoughts on this backstage segment?
I'm sorry, I just can't. I don't know. We know Eva Marie has a personality is the weird part, because we see it on Total Divas. I guess when you put them in that reality setting, it's a little bit different or something. Because I mean, we know she has some sort of personality. I mean, she gets mad at her boyfriend all the time. So I don't know. I I I'm I'm intrigued by Eva Marie because I hope she's improved in the ring because you know I'm kind of the underdog type of a guy. Obviously with the Cena shirt on. No, let me quit playing. But I'm kind of rooting for her just to see if she has improved. Because we haven't seen her in the ring in a while. So we don't know if she's improved or not. And obviously, I would hope she's been working hard and not just sitting around twiddling her thumbs. Even though I think she's been out because of some sort of operation she had. But let's be real, guys. Come on. William Regal, I'm paging you right now. William, let us get the feud we all want. Come on now, let us get the feud we all want. You can even put it on the July 4th special if you want to. Eva Marie versus Dana Brooke. Let's just come on, William, come on, baby. Let's get definitely Casey wants it. Look at him over there. Yeah, you can see it. He wants. No, I was just thinking about that though. I was like, Casey hates Eva Marie and hates Dana Brooke, and a lot of people do. So I was like, let me just throw that out there for the people. See, but who would like to see that? I don't know. I'd be intrigued by it. I guess. I don't know. Maybe they'll end up putting on a good match together. Maybe. No, I can't even keep a straight face right now because of that. But yeah, I just want to see her in the ring. We've seen her come out and tease it a little bit and kind of talk about how she's worked hard, but I want to see if she actually has worked hard. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if they ever do that match, I'll make sure that I have my pillow ready, just in case I fall asleep. But anyway, so now we finally get to the main event: Finn Balor versus Rhino. I'm gonna give you this match because I kind of want to see your thoughts on everything that went on in this match.
Alrighty, so we obviously had Kevin Owens on commentary, and I kind of like it when they do this because they don't do it every single week, but they do it. Kind of it kind of just reminds you who the NXT champion is a little bit at times, and it kind of reminds you of how much of a heel Kevin Owens really is. He's always using his scare tactics, especially with old Byron. I like Byron, but we can't be using scare tactics on Byron. He's the best commentator there, besides Corey Graves. But I threw Corey Graves over to the side because he's of his own over there. But using his scare tactics and things, basically just trying to get in Finn's head as he's in, during his match. Finn seemed to be really getting it going in this match though when it actually started. It was Finn Balor versus Rhino. If I didn't tell you already, if you forgot, you couldn't remember it. It's fine. It's fine. I get it. I understand. But Finn Balor versus Rhino, and Finn was really getting it going. I felt like from what I watched of this match, which was all of it, I definitely thought Finn was really going at it. I thought he was really, he had it going. He had the speed going. Rhino was kind of winded a little bit. Bull Dempsey does not need diet. It's Rhino, obviously. But Finn, was really going. He was just getting it going. He did the suicide dive and everything. He did the suicide dive, and I was excited. And then, Kevin Owens comes over there. He's about to go coup de grace. Kevin Owens, hits him with a little distraction. Um, you know, Kevin Owens tries to, kind of beat down Finn with Rhino. And who else shows up but the Samoan submission machine? Rhino, no, not Rhino. Samoa Joe. How did I mess that up? I don't even know. I was so excited. I was so excited. I thought out the whole nickname thing. Couldn't get his actual name right. Comes down to the ring, and I was just really excited because I was like, Samoa Joe. Oh man, he's back again. And I take it we're gonna get a tag team match because it was kind of that little face-off thing that we get, and WWE logic, wrestling logic in general, I guess you could say. We're gonna get a tag team match. Next week to prepare us for this, July 4th special. It's gonna happen. I promise. I'm predicting it right now. I'm the first one. Probably not, but yeah, definitely. I thought this match was going pretty well. I did feel like Finn kind of dominated, though. I don't know if it was wrong, but I just didn't really see. Like at times, I would look down to take my notes, which I lost. I would look down and take, I would look down to like take my notes, and then freaking, I would look back up, and Finn was still being, he's still being in control. Rhino may have got a couple of moves on him, but not much. It wasn't doing too much. Casey, you got any thoughts on Finn the Balor versus the Samoa Machine Rhino?
Yes, my boy Finn Balor versus the Samoan submission machine Rhino now apparently, because Rhino's Samoan, I guess. I don't know. I like that Kevin Owens was at commentary. I like I love how Kevin was saying he loves rhinos. That was pretty funny. He's like, I love Rhino and I love rhinos. I was like, oh, okay, that's good. This was a great match. Finn Balor did have a lot of control in this match, but I felt like he worked well with Rhino. They worked well together in this match. But Owens at commentary was distracting me because he was hilarious. He really is such a good heel. I don't think we've seen or we've had a heel quite like Kevin Owens before, who kind of, uses that sort of playful bullying that he kind of does, especially with Byron, where he's having fun just torturing Byron. We haven't had a heel like that, I feel like, in a while. After the match, we get an attack, like you said, on by Owens and Rhino on Finn Balor, until Samoa Joe comes out to stop it. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be a tag team match. It just makes sense. So I'm kind of excited about that. To see, Finn Balor and Samoa Joe versus Rhino and Kevin Owens. So that's going to be a pretty good match and get us just pumped for the July 4th special in Japan at 5:30 in the morning because, why not? But yeah, so that's pretty much our review for this lovely week on NXT. Excited for next week. Excited for the July 4th special. Hopefully it doesn't bomb like TNA when they went over to Japan for Bound for Glory, because that show, from what I heard, sucked. I still haven't seen it, but it didn't interest me enough to see it. So hopefully WWE does better, and they don't, they have a good show, which I'm sure they will. Because a lot of the NXT superstars right now have, competed in Japan. So it'll be a cool kind of, return. I was wondering if they were going to have, because I haven't seen the full card. I was wondering if they were going to have any Japanese stars, on the card, do kind of a little bit of a maybe inter-promotional thing. WWE used to do that. They used to have like New Japan, or not necessarily New Japan, but other companies from around the world, and their shows, and they haven't really done that anymore. I feel like WWE has gotten too big for itself, so it would be cool to see kind of a little inter-promotional from either New Japan or whatever on the show. I doubt that we will because, we're not that lucky, but it would be cool. Any other thoughts before we close out the show?
As soon as you said WWE's gotten too big for itself, I thought about that saying gotten too big for your britches. That's the only input I have on that. I want to see some cross-promotional stuff, though.
Yeah, that would be cool, especially with WWE, But yeah.
And that's the thing, though. WWE kind of has put themselves into a corner, thinking they're like the only company ever. You know, and I think that kind of hurts them this time.
Yeah. Because I feel like you could, you could argue that in a way, New Japan is as big, if not bigger, than WWE in Japan, just because, professional wrestling in Japan and, Mexico and other countries is so big and is such a, we've talked about it back when Hideo first came to WWE. We were talking about how, wrestlers in Japan and China and like Mexico are, as big, if not bigger, than like, LeBron James is here. You know what I mean? They have, billboards of them and, they're on ads and things like that. So in a way, New Japan could be as big, if not bigger, than WWE in Japan. So it would make sense for them to do a cross promotional type thing to get more, eyes on, hey, on WWE too. And maybe get more stars from New Japan to WWE, build up the NXT brand more. Because, I feel like that's why they haven't had a lot of guys going up to the main roster, because they would have to replenish the NXT roster, which I feel like they're doing. I've heard of some, tryouts that certain indie wrestlers have had. I don't know what happened with them yet, but hopefully we'll find out soon if we get more guys on the NXT roster. And I don't know how long it takes for them to actually get on TV, if they have to train for a certain amount of time before they get on TV, especially guys who have already been in the business for years. I know WWE likes to train them to, wrestle the WWE way rather than the indie way, whatever. But anyway, we'll see what happens with the show on July 4th. Like I said, we're excited, so we will see you then, and we'll see you soon for the NXT or the TNA review. Probably not tonight, because somebody over there hasn't watched it yet, because he's slacking. He's slacking. And we're possibly going to be doing Ring of Honor this week. I don't know. We'll see about that. But all right, we will see you. Follow the Twitter. I didn't even put it up. I just realized now. Totally didn't even put it up. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see you guys.